Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today, more of the Sopranos, season 3, I'm time traveling, season 1, episode 7, Down Neck. I must have been thinking about The Wire, which season 3 is. So thoughts on the previous episode or on the back half of there? Safe to say that I was a little shocked by Tony's forwardness. Now, earlier in the episode, him and Melfi were, I thought, maybe getting too familiar, a little too friendly, and then, yeah, confession of love, a fucking forced kiss. As comments had said, any other, that would have squashed any other, doctor-patient meeting. It would have been over right there, rescheduled, outsourced, recommended therapist, fucking counsel, like, shit would have changed, but it's a TV show. It was a TV show, so, man, in the late 90s, we'll just say maybe this wouldn't, I'm trying to suspend the disbelief, that they would continue forward with their counseling as is, but it's a show. The biblical text, everything always winds back to woman bad, the whole thing with her and the Carmela being her and the priest, you practically invited it in, or you practically welcomed it in. It's like, yeah, well, I mean, what? It's like if your girlfriends would give you the same advice that the church is giving you. Now that I'm putting that up there, it's like, does one disqualify the other, or would it off topic. But the episode ended with their little catered event, Junior being made boss, all the other capos around, and John with the name tag picture camera thing. I'm awake. I have my caffeine. I need to drink it. I'll drink some caffeine before I start the video. It's a promise. The show's a million seasons. I gotta do more of The Wire, Mr. Robot. Battlestar Galactica is now on Amazon Prime. Shogun is out. House of the Dragon coming back, season 2. Boys, season 4. It's just, so much to do. Not enough time to bitch about it. So let's watch The Sopranos, season 1, episode 7, Down Neck. Here we go. Gonna drink some caffeine now. I don't know these words. I keep forgetting that I do dumb shit, knowing I'm gonna cut it out, but that if I ever release this, the full-length people,
Stealing the sacramental wine? It's not sacramental until they bless it, Mara. All clear! Are you gonna confess this? I'm gonna tell my soul something, not what.
They're really quiet. I wonder if it's the volume or how they were mic'd up.
There we go, straight lines.
Physical education, PE.
There you go.
I remember when kids had to do stuff.
Jumping jacks, 10 of them.
Uncoordinated, lazy-ass, non-jumping.
What's so funny back there, gentlemen? You care to share?
Sorry, Mr. Mestamid.
Floor, kick, return, up.
Oh, God. I forget what those are called.
Here he comes.
Oh, God.
On your feet, let's go. Come on.
I did. I'm in the military. Am I blocking it out? Because you can do mountain climbers and then a push-up and then up and then a side straddle hop. Because military doesn't do jumping jacks. We do side straddle hops.
Is that alcohol on your breath?
Oh, no.
I did not connect the dots of the wine. Stealing the wine to straight into fucking PE.
How am I? I got dust up the crack of my ass and I'm starving to death.
You're doing an excellent job. Allow yourself to take pleasure in that.
Enough with this work stoppage.
This is a union safety official, and he stays until the union deems this workplace is free of hazard.
I have the money.
You do?
The audio on that construction worker talking didn't match his jaw muscle on one of these reverse shots earlier in the scene. Sorry, it breaks me out.
You sure it was them?
Nice
We
cut.
were drunk in gym class. Byron Barber vomited all over the teacher.
Well, at least let me pay for the wine.
Theft of the sacramental wine is not just a crime against property. This is an affront to our holy sacristy.
Donation to the church, which I'm sure you'd accept.
Why don't you pick it up from there, Doctor?
Hi.
He's just so afraid. Look at him.
In many respects, Anthony is a normal, healthy 8th grader. He sometimes has trouble following the rules. Weighing consequences. At times doesn't think before he acts. And Anthony could be ADD.
I always knew there was something.
Well, what is it?
It's an aggregate of symptoms.
All he needs is a whack upside the head.
If he's got an illness, it's an illness, right? You would hit somebody who's sick? You'd hit somebody with polio?
Good for you, Carmela.
You hit Anthony?
Nobody
Whoa,
gets hit in our
whoa.
house. And so what do we, as the parents, do? Nothing?
Oh, no, I mean, Anthony's misbehaved. He should be consequenced.
It's a crime.
Uh-oh.
To suspend that child from school with all the money.
I got no time to talk because we got the show stopper here, the scene stealer.
Want to encourage him, Uncle Joe?
Hey, whatever happened, the boys will be boys.
He stole from the church. They don't make him any lower than that.
What a loser.
There are worse things to be done in a church.
I practically lived in that vice principal's office.
Call me not, please.
Well, you only remember what you want to remember. Well, I must have had another son who stole a car when he was 10 years old.
Is that the trouble that he got into? Yeah, because Meadow was like, I heard you got in trouble.
I don't want that kind of talk in front of this kid. That stuff is wrong, and I don't condone it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think you're yelling at?
What?
You stupid.
What did you just say? You are not to play Mario Kart or go skateboarding
Mario
for 3
Kart,
weeks.
no.
And no TV.
What am I going to do without the Mario Kart?
And every day you're
This
going to
theater
ride
come
your
out of
bike
a
over to
nowhere.
Green Grove retirement home and visit grandma.
Oh, that'll be nice.
It's not fair.
I wanted to do this now and to make a racist stereotype.
I never saw any of that in Anthony.
Well, you never noticed the way he picks at the tongue of his tennis shoe? Like he can't help himself.
If he even has this thing.
Something's going on.
I kind of see both sides, but each one is like, you either have to be super fucking treated or beat your kid. Like, there's no image.
You know, she makes remarks like
I know
this
they're
and
doing
everything.
cuts to Meadow in the car. I can tell out of the corner of
Are
my
you in the
eye.
mafia?
Yeah.
She talked to you?
Something happened on that college trip.
Happened.
No.
Like what? I think pretty soon we're gonna have to, talk to her about the business.
Are they talking about Junior not knowing or about Meadow? Maybe my short-term memory is a little gone, or maybe I was talking over it, but I know at dinner it was about, Junior knowing.
Maybe I don't want to admit there's something wrong with my kid. But this all sounds like bullshit.
We're glossing over last week and what you did with her, with Melfi.
Doesn't that sound like bullshit?
ADD is a controversial subject.
Is it a disease or is it a way for these psychologists to line their pockets? He got in a little trouble.
So you don't consider his behavior out of the norm?
No, I don't know.
Do you see his behavior as a reflection of your own?
I'm looking for the camera reflection in that ball, but it's out of focus.
Well, last time you were telling me that you had intimate feelings for me, but you've not mentioned it.
I just can't turn off my feelings because you tell me it's a byproduct of therapy. Well, I already got a girlfriend. She's Russian.
That's true.
24.
Half your age plus 7. That's the rule.
I find it interesting that it took you so long to tell me that you had a girlfriend.
How are you doing with it? Go easy on him now or press him a little harder?
Well, that's difficult to say.
Anthony Jr., you get up! Why? I don't have to go to school. I'm suspended. You are not lying around in bed all day. We're not running a hotel over here. Anthony Jr., turn off that music! Your father is sleeping!
The thoughts that run through my head. Yeah, I thought that's what we were getting into, this song.
Johnny, come on!
Uncle June, what are you doing here so early?
Where's your old man? He said he'd be waiting outside.
My mom made me go to bed.
Anthony, why aren't you on your way to school? You missed your bus. You want to walk to the college?
And Tony's dad, alive and well.
Non-stop. Don't you get sick of yourself?
Dad, could you and Uncle June give me a ride to school?
Not right now, Tony. You'll be good, though. Pay attention to what those teachers tell you. You hear me, Anthony?
Move, guys! Move! Hey, John, one more day, man!
He saw so Junior drove his dad around the block and then he just came back and attacked this dude. Is Tony realizing that what he saw affected how he saw his dad and how he ended up, and that's gonna happen with his son,
I was thinking about fucking Jefferson Airplane this morning. How about that? 1967. Made me think about my father.
What about him?
First time I ever saw him whack the shit out of somebody.
Why did your father whack the shit out of some guy?
I never saw him do something like that. Yeah, the belt was his favorite child development tool. This was different, though. What do you want me to say? I was glad he wasn't a fag.
How did you and your father get along?
Good.
What did he do for a living?
He'd tell meat and provisions. And little numbers. Extortion, loan sharking.
When did you find out?
Who remembers?
It's just,
You thought of that
it's
incident
kind of always
this morning?
there.
Are you concerned that your son is going to find out about you?
Don't start talking to me about legitimate business. What about chemical companies?
Yeah, let's not look at me. Let's look at this big horrible thing right here. We're not here to look at me.
How are you going to handle that?
I don't know.
Did you ever talk to your father about it?
What are you kidding?
Bada bing, titties. Every time there are titties on the screen, I say it. Last episode, when his girlfriend jumped out onto the bed, the 24-year-old Russian, I said titties, but it got cut.
Boys are different from girls.
Pussy. Kevin and Matt, they ever ask you about this thing on us?
I lied through my teeth, but they know. Fucking nitwits.
It's hard to raise kids in an information age.
The information age, 1999. It only went way downhill from there, boys.
You did this in broad daylight?
Nobody saw me.
Yeah, is this
That's
a trap?
interstate commerce, you fucking Mama Luke. You want to spend 8 years in prison for a stupid stunt like that?
What's with his ass?
He's got a lot on his mind.
And what do you think is going on in this one, Anthony?
I don't know.
Whatever pops into your mind.
Kind of
Because there's no guy
weird-ass Rorschach are
Okay.
these.
Good. Where do you think he is?
out buying food for the horse.
Providing. Write that down.
Anything else?
Maybe he's watching South Park. Number 1 was supposed to be on tonight. The one where Cartman gets abducted by aliens.
The anal
and they give
probe?
him an anal probe
That
and they make
is
him fart fire.
the first episode. Actual paper, like, stop motion.
You know, if it's bad, the ADD, they put Anthony in special ed.
Doctors say that?
No, the doctors don't know anything yet. They just started the testing this afternoon.
Come on, we don't even know that's what he's got.
You're right. Let's just be ignorant. Why worry about anything now?
But don't false diagnose or run rampant down in a direction until you're sure.
No, go ahead.
I blame myself.
For what? For staying with me?
I have 2 eyes.
Damn.
And who do we blame our daughter on? Straight A student. National Honor Society. Featured soloist in the choir.
Yeah, this isn't going anywhere.
Well, you and your Uncle Lenny, that Obots. My son's got that in his gene pool. Do I blame you for that?
If it helps you.
I'm not saying he doesn't have some good points, but it's like I found with talking with my grandmother. I can be as right and accurate in the world, but I have to stay calm, not have any emotion, and keep it as cold and unrealistic as possible for her to take the information and not automatically flare out against it. Put the Spawn t-shirt on. Look at you, kid.
Meet my grandson.
This is your grandson?
He rode his bike all the way over to visit his grandma.
Oh, he's a big one.
She had a stroke.
I think Junior is supposed to be a chubby or bigger kid, but like fast forward to 2024, it's like, oh yeah, that's your average kid, your average American.
You're too young to be so tired.
They sent me to a psychiatrist all morning. I took like 1,000,000 tests.
I keep watching the apples to see if they change position or...
Dad goes.
He does not.
Yes, he does.
He does not.
Yes, he does.
To a psychiatrist?
Yeah.
He does not.
I heard him and Mom talking about it.
What does he need a psychiatrist for?
There's are apples in there.
About
What?
me? She didn't do this. She did that. Yeah. Oh, I
Oh,
gave my
shit.
life to my children.
Pear in disguise. I love pears. What are you hiding amongst apples for? You're one of the best fruits. I love how she's making it all about her. The psychiatry.
I was praying for something like this.
I spent too much money on braces for 2 years. Not to take you to the dentist now. Yesterday with the psychologist. How'd that go?
Okay.
What'd you talk about? Anything interesting?
Let's get him between me and my therapist. You know, he told me I didn't have to say anything if I didn't want to.
That's interesting, though. Like, patient-client confidentiality, but
You made a remark.
a person's minor child. So it's
Don't
like...
worry about it. I'm not mad.
Some kids at school said some stuff.
What'd they say?
That you were in the mafia.
What do you think?
I don't know. And I found this page with Uncle Jackie on it. And it said he ran some union that ripped off these pension things or something.
You didn't see me on that web thing, did you?
No.
That's right. I'm going crazy with this shit. What he knows, what he doesn't know. He's gonna find out eventually. What difference does it make? Me, my father. It's probably in the genes, right? You know, this ADD thing.
It might be nature and nurture, you know? Like you were predisposed to it, and also you grew up in an environment that exacerbated it.
Do you hold your father responsible for what you've become?
Yeah, sometimes I think about what life would have been like if my father hadn't gotten mixed up in the things he got mixed up in. Maybe I'd be selling patio furniture in San Diego or whatever.
Didn't he say that's what would have been being a rebel was in his family when he was on the trip with his daughter?
You said that you had this dream about those ducks. They flew away with your penis. It was a bad omen that something was going to happen in your family. Is this the terrible thing?
Look, if you know something, please, quit fucking around.
I think it's important.
All these riddles, just give me the answers.
He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it. Let's talk about your father.
Heads up!
The guy playing a younger Uncle Junior's is pretty good.
Just thinking about my uncle. Used to tow the ball with me.
The one with whom you have all this static?
Yeah. And my sister came out.
The one who lives in California?
Yeah.
How does she feel about your parents?
Who gives a fuck what she thinks? She calls herself Vishna Mata or something. Soprano wasn't good enough for her. Fucking wannabe dot head.
Yeah, with that name, I was like, that sounded like an Indian name, and then he said fucking...
Dad, where are you going? Can I come too?
Your mother wants you to help her get the screens down to the basement.
No, I want to go with you guys.
Yeah, I was waiting for the last little shit-eating grin or something. Nah.
But you said...
I said we'd see. What's the matter with that child? She won't eat. I don't want to hear about that stupid electric organ anymore.
It's not stupid, it's fun.
I said enough. You won't give me a moment's peace.
If Janice wanted it, she'd get it.
She said what?
She was high-strung, my mother. Very dramatic.
I could stick this fork in your eye.
She wasn't gonna do it. Holy shit, that's why I'm remembering all this. On account of where they were going.
And there was a little baby in the rocker chair in there, and I'm trying to think, did Tony have a younger brother that we knew of? There were just things being revealed, and I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of this person's uncle, where they're not related, but there was a baby in there. And young Tony died in this other fucking reality. I wonder if they really do treat her better, or if it's just some younger sibling complex where they don't understand that the older sibling is more capable or better grasp on things, or... Yo. You take this bitch to the fair? Oh, he's probably can't ride anything. He's too short anyway, right? Yeah, but he was just doing a meetup with Uncle June.
Kids don't confront in my family.
But how does this pertain to the situation with your son?
Because this amusement park was where I found out that my father wasn't like other fathers.
Somebody had themselves an accident.
Guy's name was Chicky Sasso, my father's cousin on his mother's side. Got out of Vietnam on account of the cops blew his kneecap off.
I was wondering, like, we just don't tackle people. I mean...
What's the matter with you? Can't bring a kid to an amusement park no more?
Daddy!
It's okay, baby. It's okay, honey.
There's a lot of reasons for somebody to run. So to just open fire on someone who's running.
Using my sister Janice as a front. All the guys brought their daughters so that when they did their business, it looked sweet and innocent.
That must have been devastating.
Nah, it turned out it was no big deal. But when I got home, my mother had a different perspective, which made me feel better.
Your father may not be home for dinner tonight. Go wash up.
I know.
What do you know?
I saw him getting arrested. What did he do?
They didn't do anything. They just pick on the Italians.
Stopped at Nasto's, got you some cherry vanilla.
That didn't take long. You must be in good with the uppity ups.
Is that the actress who plays Grace in The Boys? Wiggling my finger.
Show those fucking sons of bitches. What's up, Rocco?
I don't understand. The man your father beat up was the same one who was congratulating him?
Yeah, one of them. Rocco Alatorre.
He'd been in prison.
Yeah, he was away when I was a little kid, but they told me he was in Montana being a cowboy. My son is doomed, right?
Why do you say that?
And I'm glad. I'm glad if he's proud of me. But that's the bind I'm in, because I don't want him to be like me.
Have you communicated any of this to your son?
Not in so many words.
Yeah. The old I expect someone to be a psychic and understand things.
Probably not at all. It's in the blood. It's hereditary.
Genetic predispositions are only that, predispositions. It's not a destiny written in stone. You don't think that human beings possess free will?
Peru.
We can have that discussion, but...
You are what you are.
Within that, there's a range of choices. This is America.
Don't get you slipping now. He's gonna open a new book out there, and after that gets up, we get a little cash flow going.
Oh, Mr. Cash Flow. Big businessman now. Are you drunk?
Oh, per la Madonna, Jesus Christ almighty. Fucking albacore around my neck. Every time I try to do something, me and the kids will go without you.
They are not going anywhere. I'd rather smother them with a pillow than take them to Nevada.
Oh, yeah, you and the other one with all your headaches.
Who, Tony? You shouldn't be so hard on him.
Oh no, if she tells Junior that he's getting counseling.
Hey, Uncle June. How you doing?
Or he can just walk into the room and maybe we won't get there.
My son's staying for dinner, Junior. I don't suppose you have time.
You two want to visit each other.
That man is so full of himself since becoming capo regime. He makes me sick.
You remember the Alatorres, Ma?
Oh, why wouldn't I? You know, they moved to Nevada. They're billionaires now. Oh, that Rocco Alatorre, he was a real go-getter.
Didn't Dad want to go with him?
Your father? No.
Yes, we saw that flashback.
Dad wanted to go with him. You wouldn't let him.
You just tell me one time your father didn't do exactly as he wanted.
Maybe this was his chance to get out. You know, Dad was no choir boy, but maybe with a little bit of support, you know?
Oh, Mr. Sensitive now. Well, if it bothers you, maybe you better talk to a psychiatrist.
Whoa.
But what does that mean?
Well, that's what people do when they're looking for somebody to blame for their life, isn't it?
You're a real stone player, aren't you, Ma? You threaten to smother his children.
What does that mean?
You know, everybody thought Dad was the ruthless one, but I gotta hand it to you. If you'd been born after those feminists, you would have been the real gangster.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was meant for fourth wave and feminism. Where it's not about getting equal, it's about getting payback.
The APA standard is for the subject to manifest 6 out of 9 possible symptoms of ADD. In testing, Anthony manifested 5 of those symptoms.
He fidgets with hands or feet.
That's right.
And that's a sickness, to fidget.
Mr. Soprano, it's one of 9 possible symptoms.
What constitutes a fidget?
Let's talk this down to 4. No. Let's talk this down to 4.
But so what if he fidgets? He's in school. Who doesn't fidget in school? That's the trouble with you people. Every time you see a problem, you turn it into a disease. He's a kid who made a mistake, and he's going to pay for it.
Frankly, I think he's right. And I don't think we should have to pay for this testing either.
It's like, doesn't it have to be an established pattern of behavior or series of responses to situation or stimuli? Like, not just one incident. Oh, the kid has this. Throw him on medication. Throw him in this. Because then that throws off other shit. And then you're trying to treat side effects. And it's like, just... I lean towards hands off, but I'm not anti-fucking medication and therapy. I just hope it isn't over-diagnosed, that's all.
It's not the end of the world, Dan.
I'm depressed. It isn't fair.
Got that right.
That is an important thing to learn early. Life is not fair.
What are you doing?
What's it look like?
1, 2?
This one's yours.
Wait, you were on the treadmill elliptical for a few minutes, so you're eating ice cream as an after fact? You'd have to be on the elliptical for like 2 hours to burn that bowl of ice cream. Just be careful with the gas in there. We're not doing whippets. We're not trying to burn brain cells. All right. Good episode. To the outro. Season 1, Episode 7, Down Neck. After Anthony Jr. gets suspended, Tony is concerned that his bad influence is responsible for his son's behavior. Okay. Obvious the core of this episode is a son's behavior and the relationship to the father, and that was blatantly clear between the flashbacks with Tony's dad and Uncle June, between, you know, driving around to the fair or seeing his dad get arrested or beat someone up, to then wondering if Tony Jr. is seeing him in that same light. I don't know, because there's a lot of monkey see, monkey do, you know, a lot of social cues and behaviors that are picked up on. But if Anthony Jr. isn't seeing it like Tony saw his dad do stuff, then maybe it won't be as severe, you know, his behavior or his involvement in it. And just to clarify on earlier in the episode, I don't disagree with medication and therapy for children, but I just am worried that temporary problems are being blown up into bigger things, which then get their own side effects and problems, and then you're treating things for things that aren't there, and you're go to professionals, get multiple opinions, ask questions and point of view things that would make the person uncomfortable, just to, you know, do your work, okay? I'm not a parent, but if you have kids, do your fucking homework, do your work. Don't just look for the thing that confirms what you want to hear or suspect. Like, you don't want... whatever. I don't have kids. I worry about all you people that do. The flashback where Tony remembered his mom wouldn't let his dad take the kids with him to that Vegas or the Reno thing or whatever, and she said, "I would rather drown my kids," and then that stuck with Tony. So has he just been afraid of her, or, you know, that's been the root image in his memory of her? Like, everything stems from, "I will drown my kids." Anyways, I don't want to linger too long. The parrot will be awake soon and screaming, so instead of letting that animal derail thoughts and distract, we're just going to cut it off here. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm looking forward to more. I'm done with the baby birds. They've been released. I am free from their constant need of attention, so hopefully things should start coming out more frequently. Yeah, I was going to say more frequently and more often. I was like, no, that's the same thing. What I meant was more things to come out. Like multiple types of things, and more frequently. There we go. So thanks for being here. Looking forward to seeing you again in something else. And yeah, have a good day and goodbye. Or don't have a good day. I didn't know what to say. You're in charge of your life, okay? Figure it out.